On Facebook, on Instagram, on Twitter, and on YouTube. Just like our pages, just follow us and subscribe. Search for the National Core Subjects Quiz. There you'll be able to see pictures, videos, and every other information that has to do with the National Core Subjects Quiz. This year, our theme is public education, an essential factor for significant impact, growth, and development of Ghana. So we began with a round of 16 stage, and so far we've had Mystical Rose Academy, New Order Preparatory and Junior High, and Bediako Memorial Institute qualifying to the quarterfinal stage of the 3rd edition of the National Core Subjects Quiz. Today with me here we have our host school, Evangelical Presbyterian School, and Last Chance Academy. We saw Evangelical Presbyterian School last year. They were here with us. Unfortunately, they were not able to take home the trophy. But they are back again this year. So my question is, will you be able to take home the trophy this year? Yes. Okay. Evangelical Presbyterian School, will you be able to take home the trophy this year? Yes. Well, Last Chance Academy was also here with us in the preliminary stage. They won their contest and they are back again. Will this be their last chance, or will they qualify to the quarterfinal stage and move on? And move on to be able to get the trophy for this year. So Last Chance Academy, will this be your last chance?
No.
Thank you very much. Before we begin today's contest, I want our contestants to introduce themselves to us. I'll begin with the school on my right.
I'm Sonia Tetepash.
I'm the winner, Princess.
Okay, so Princess and Sonia from Evangelical Presbyterian Basic School. And on my left, we have
Irish Kids from Last Chance Academy.
And I'm also Justice Into from Last Chance Academy.
Thank you very much. Audience, please let's give them a hand. And my name is Na Aikaile Tego. I will be your quiz mistress. So for today's contest, there are going to be 4 rounds. Round 1 will have questions on English language and social studies. Round 2 will have questions on general knowledge. Round 3 will have a swift response and odd select. And our final round, round 4, will have a logical illustration as well as verbal puzzles. Contestants, for a major question, you have 15 seconds to provide the answer. And for a bonus, you have 10 seconds. 10 seconds. I hope that's clear. All right, so we begin. So this is a preamble to both schools. I'm going to read out a sentence. There'll be a blank space. You have to complete the sentence with the right preposition. The right preposition. We begin with EP Basic School. We need to see you dash replan the
Before.
Before, that's correct. Last chance. She is the main character dash the movie. In, that's right. Alternatively, we could have of. So we can say she's the main character of the movie, or she's the main character in the movie. EP basic. Dash hearing the news, she relaxed. On, that's right. Last chance. I object dash you're joining the team. Two, that's correct. EP Basic School, your question. The total ability of a country's population is?
Human resource.
Human resource, that's right. Last chance academy. In a given country, the ratio of those who are not working to those who are working is known as?
Dependency ratio.
That's correct. Contestants, for this set of questions, you have only one attempt. Only one attempt. EP Basic. The 1992 Constitution of Ghana is an example of what type of constitution?
A written constitution.
A written constitution. Last chance academy. You also have one attempt. The arm of government that has the sole authority to make laws for the country is?
The legislation.
I'll give you 1 out of 3. The right answer is actually the legislature. Legislature. So 1 out of 3. This brings us to the end of our At the end of round 1, Last Chance Academy had 10 points. And EP Church Basic School had 12 points. We move on to round 2. This will have questions on general knowledge. I'll begin with Last Chance Academy. The basic medical care given to an injured person before seeking medical treatment from a doctor is called?
First aid.
First aid, that's right. EP Basic School. Amount of substance is an SI-based quantity measured with what?
Mole.
So I'll give you 1 out of 3. The answer is the mole counter or the mole beam balance. Last Chance Academy. Last Chance Academy. In Ghana, every worker is required by law to contribute towards their future through
SNITs.
SNITs, that's correct. EP Basic School. A group of people who come together to contribute money for saving is known as?
The cooperative society.
No.
Susu.
No. You have 1 more attempt. A bonus to Last Chance Academy. The answer is credit union. Credit union. Last chance. Tunisia is to Tunis as Morocco is to
Rwanda.
no. A bonus to EP Basic. As Morocco is to Rabat, Morocco Rabat. EP Basic. Somalia is to Mogadishu as Zambia is to a bonus to Last Chance.
Market.
No. Zambia is to Lusaka. Lusaka. Last chance. The force that prevents us from floating into space is
Centrifugal force.
no.
Gravitational force.
I'll give it to you. EB Basic School. When a man is falling out of a plane with a parachute, the force that slows him down is
Centripetal force.
no.
Centrifugal force.
No. You have one more attempt.
Force of gravity.
No. You've used up your 3 attempts. A bonus to Last Chance. The answer is air resistance. Air resistance. This brings us to the end of round 2. At the end of round 2, EP Basic School had 1 point. And Last Chance Academy had 9 points. We move on to round 3. Round 3 is in 2 parts. We have the swift response and the odd select. We'll begin with swift response. For this, you have 10 seconds. 10 seconds. So I'll begin with EP Basic School. Find the exterior angle of a regular pentagon. No. A bonus to Last Chance. The answer is 72. 72. Last chance. Your question. A regular polygon has 6 sides. Find the sum of the interior angles. A bonus to EP Basic.
720 degrees.
720 degrees. Your major question, EP Basic. A circle has a circumference of 44 centimeters. Calculate its diameter if pi equals 22/7.
49.
No.
14.
14, that's correct. Last chance. Given pi to be equal to 22/7, find the circumference of a circle with radius 14 millimeters. A bonus to EP Basic. The answer is 88 millimeters. 88 millimeters. EP Basic. What are the prime numbers between 50 and 60?
51. 53. 67.
That's correct. Last chance academy. What are the prime numbers between 65 and 75?
67, 71, 73.
That's correct. We move on to the odd select. Odd select. Contestants, I'll give you a list of words. You have to give me the odd one out as well as the reason why it is odd. If you're able to give me the odd one out together with the reason, the right reason, you have your 4 points. But if you give me just the odd one out, you have 1 point. Are we clear? EP Basic School. These are your words. Conduction, induction, stroking, electrical method.
Conduction, because it's not a method of magnetizing a metal.
That's correct. Last chance academy. Cutting, sucker, budding, tissue culture. A bonus to EP school.
Saka, because it is a natural method of propagation.
That's correct. This brings us to the end of round 3. At the end of round 3, Last Chance Academy had 3 points. And EP Church Basic School had 11 points. We move on to the final round for today's contest. The final round for today's contest is also in 2 parts. We have our logical illustration and our verbal puzzles. We'll begin with the logical illustrations. Contestants, I'll give you the illustration for today. You're not supposed to start until I ask you to. And you have 5 minutes. Also, you've been given a sheet of paper each. Write the name of your school on the paper, and at the end of the round, you are supposed to present that sheet with your solution on it. I hope that's clear. So that for today's illustration. Today's illustration. 1. Who brought about the concept of separation of powers? Give full details. 2. State 3 rationale for the concept of separation of powers. And 3. Give the balanced equation for the reaction between hydrochloric acid and calcium trioxocarbonate 4. Are we on the same page, contestants? Do we have the same thing? Last chance, do we have the same thing? Okay. So you have 5 minutes, you can start. Contestants, you have a minute more. Time is up. Please hand in your answers. Contestants, please present your answers on the board just as you have it on paper. pedagogical illustration. This is my solution. Who brought about the concept of separation of powers? The answer is Baron de Montesquieu, and he was a French philosopher. Three rationale for the concept of separation of powers. 1. To check government tyranny or dictatorship. 2. To enhance the freedom and liberty of the citizens. And 3. To limit the powers and functions of the government. And finally, the balanced equation for the reaction between hydrochloric acid and calcium trioxocarbonate 4. For our balanced equation, we'll have HCl to represent hydrochloric acid plus CaCO3, that will be calcium trioxocarbonate 4. So this will be our balanced equation. 2HCl plus CaCO3 will give you CaCl2 plus CO2 plus H2O. EP Basic School. They began with the first part of the question, asking who brought the concept of separation of powers. So they tell us it's a French philosopher, Charles Baron de Montesquieu, in 1748 in a book he published. Now I'll give them 1 out of 2 for that part, because Baron de Montesquieu, the spelling, when it comes to names, you need to be really critical with the way you spell an individual's name. So the right spelling for Montesquieu is Montesquieu. Montesquieu. 3 rationale for the concept of separation of powers. They have to prevent dictatorship, they get a mark for that. They have to limit the powers of the organs of government. They get another mark for that. And they have to bring fairness into the country's administration. I won't give them the mark for the 3rd point because the 3rd point can be factored into the 2nd. So in a way, you are kind of having a repetition. So for that, you have 2 points. Now for the balanced equation for the reaction between hydrochloric acid and calcium trioxocarbonate 4, they have 2HCl plus 2CaCO3 will react to give you 2CaCl2 plus H2 plus 3CO2. That's incorrect, so they don't get the mark for that. So in total, EP Basic School has 3 points. Last Chance Academy. They also began with the first part of the question. However, they went ahead to try to give me the definition for separation of powers. The question didn't require that. They required that they answer with the name of the person who brought the concept of separation of powers. So they don't get a mark for that. And for the rationale for the concept of separation of powers, they have the legislature, the executive, and the judiciary, which is incorrect. So they don't get any mark for that as well. And for their balanced equation, they have HCl plus CaCO3. After that, CaCl plus CO2 plus H2O. So now the answer they've given me is not an equation, it's not balanced. So they don't get any mark for that as well. So last chance academy. So last chance academy has no points. We move on to the final part of round 4, the verbal puzzles. Verbal puzzles. Contestants, for this you need your bells. You need your bell. When I read out a clue and you're ready to give your answer, you need to alert me by pressing your bell. So can we hear the bell for EP Basic School? Okay, thank you. And for Last Chance Academy? Okay. So if you get the answer right on the first clue, you have 5 points. On the second clue, you have 4 points. And on the third and any other clue, you have 3 points. Contestants, if you press your bell and the answer you give me is incorrect, you're out. You can't answer anymore for that particular verbal puzzle. Are we clear? Are we clear? Audience, I need you to be extra silent. So we begin. We are a family of equally spaced imaginary lines along the meridians. Amongst them, I am the median. I am of a 0 degree. Yes.
The Greenwich Meridian.
No. Yes.
The equator.
The equator. So the answer to the third clue, they have 3 points. I'll read the rest of the clues, then we move on. So I am of a 0 degree. I am specifically located on the globe. I equally separate the North Pole from the South Pole. And the answer is the equator. The next verbal puzzle. In the nursery, I am the farmer's best helpmate. I am made up of a conductor as well as an insulator. Yet, I am used for nothing concerning electricity. But I also play a vital role in the work of masons. To help the farmer, I help in the transplanting of seeds. What am I? Yes.
The hand thrower.
The hand thrower. That's correct. So the answer that's all the clues, they have 3 points. The final verbal puzzle. I am characterized by a pumping action. The brain is the main organ that controls my rate of occurrence. I am EP Basic School.
The heart.
No. I hope I can go on. Last chance. I am considered to occur in 2 phases. In humans, I occur in about 72 to 75 times per minute on the average. What am I? Yes, last chance.
Heartbeat.
Heartbeat, that's right. Let's bring us to the end of round 4. At the end of round 4, we have a tie between both schools. EP Basic School and Last Chance Academy both had 6 points. The 3rd edition of the National Core Subjects Quiz is powered by Verbal Transformers. Our headline sponsor is RMG Ghana Limited, and our gold sponsor is Big Stationery Ghana. Contestants, in less than 15 seconds, let's hear your final words. I'll begin with EP Basic School. Less than 15 seconds.
We thank God for bringing us this far. And we know we didn't do our best, but we will do better next time.
All right, thank you very much. Last Chance Academy, let's hear your final words.
It has been a very great challenge, and we are happy to be here today, and we thank you for inviting us to this quiz and contest. Thank you.
All right, thank you too. at the end of today's contest, Last Chance Academy had 28 points. And EP Church Basic School had 30 points. Contestants, thank you very much for being here with us today. It was great having you here. Last Chance Academy, we're so glad to have you with us. We hope to see you again next year. And EP Church Basic School, congratulations. We'll see you at the quarterfinal stage of the contest. My name is Na Aikaile Table, and I have been your quiz mistress. Thank you.